After dropping Ramadan feast, Trump enrages Muslims by axing even bigger Obama tradition. This week, President Donald Trump infuriated liberals when he refused to carry on the tradition of hosting an iftar dinner to celebrate Ramadan. Just when Muslims thought he couldn't get any more un-Islamic, Trump has once again angered them by scrapping an even more monumental Barack Obama White House tradition. Headlines erupted when it was announced that Trump had no plans to schedule a 2017 Eid al-Fitr iftar, the Islamic feast concluding Ramadan that requires the inhumane slaughter of animals. The failure to continue the yearly religious dinner, which has continued since Bill Clinton's presidency, was a symbol of the current administration's refusal to appease Islam. However, more significant than Trump's dinner snub was his recent axing of a far greater Islamic institution stealthily established by Barack Obama. Just before leaving the White House, Obama created a list on January 13 of Islamic organizations that would receive special grants totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars each. In an act of defiance of his pro-Islam predecessor, the Trump administration has officially trashed the list to prevent several Islamic groups from having access to DHS funds, but he wasn't finished there. In addition to scrapping the funding, Trump also eliminated Muslim government employees who were linked to the Obama administration and now defined as Islamic organizations. Breitbart reports that Obama's list would have included an $800,000 grant to an Islamic seminary in Los Angeles and a $393,000 grant for the Muslim Public Affairs Council Foundation, among others. The taxpayer funds that would have gone to Islamic organizations will instead go to organizations that support and cooperate with law enforcement, especially on issues such as terrorism and illegal immigration. The announcement is being enforced by current U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security John Kelly, who issued a statement on June 22 acknowledging that Muslim terrorists are, in fact, religiously motivated, W&D reports. They are out there doing what they think is their religion and think it is what they are supposed to be doing. What I've elected to do is take what little money I have in this regard and give it to what I consider to be the time-proven things, law enforcement from an outreach point of view and communities developing relationships. Expectedly, these comments sparked outrage in the Muslim community but not as much as the subsequent defunding of major Islamic organizations and dismissal of Muslim officials. Kelly reiterated that grants will only be offered to groups that work with law enforcement officers and demonstrate a willingness to discourage adherence to Islam's violent fundamentals. Grantees were selected in part because of their potential to support law enforcement and other frontline defenders, to demonstrate programmatic effectiveness, and to use taxpayer resources efficiently to create independently sustainable programs. Grants were approved for local law enforcement agencies, state and local government agencies, universities, and non-profit organizations. Although Kelly admits that Islamic terrorism is related to Islam, he falsely maintains that Islam is inherently peaceful and that these jihadists have corrupted the religion. Still, this move on behalf of the Trump administration is revolutionary in the crackdown on Islamic terrorism and hate preaching that takes place in mosques across America. The defunding became official just one day before Ramadan ended this year, which is in stark contrast to Obama's treatment of the Muslim holiday. In 2016, Obama hosted a lavish iftar, personally divulging in whole meat that had been barbarically slaughtered in accordance with Islamic requirements. While consuming the meal dedicated to Allah, Obama reveled in his Muslim guests' chants of 4 more years.